Hola chicos, es la señora Ver. Aquí estamos con otro tutorial muy interesante de saber versus conocer. Here we are with another grammar tutorial. We're going to take a look at today saber versus conocer. So, we've been seeing these verbs in our vocabulary list. We haven't really been using them, so let's clear this up a little bit. They both mean what? Think. Sí. To know and to know. En español, we distinguish when we know information, facts. So we can just write that down. Saber is to know information. Facts. And that pretty much covers it. Anything that is a piece of information or a fact and you are demonstrating knowledge of it, you would probably use saber. On the other hand, conocer is to know people, like in you're acquainted with them. It could be places. Now, be careful, because I may know information about someone. If I have information on a person, then I'm probably going to use saber, because I know facts, info. But I may also be acquainted with that person. So conocer is really for acquaintances, or that you're familiar with something, to have a familiarity with it, okay? Let's take a look at how we conjugate these. They're a little bit irregular. They have some weird spellings on some of them, so let's go right over here and do our conjugation chart. Saber. And we're also going to go over here, conocer, and let's do our conjugation chart for that. Okay, so let's take a look at our conjugations. Saber, little bit irregular, so let's take a look. Yo sé con acento. The rest we can follow a pattern, all right? So yo sé, tú sabes, él y usted sabe, nosotros sabemos, vosotros sabéis, ellos, ellas, o ustedes saben. So please remember, this is all in the present tense that we're doing it, okay? Yo sé, tú sabes, él, ella, usted sabe, nosotros sabemos, vosotros sabéis, ellos, ellas, o ustedes saben. Those are your conjugations for saber. Let's look at conocer. Yo conozco. Beware of that Z. It is a spelling change because we have to preserve that S sound that the C produces here, but it won't over here, okay? So, yo conozco, tú conoces, él, ella, usted conoce, nosotros conocemos, vosotros conocéis, ellos, ellas, o ustedes conocen. So, these are your conjugations for both of these verbs. Really, the only one that is irregular or a little bit has a spelling change is the yo. But let's take a look at something, because these you really get familiar with them if you use them in context, but you have to be able to detect when you would use each, okay? Keywords, for example, if you're going to talk about people and you know them being your familiar, you're probably going to see an A before the person. Por ejemplo, I could say, yo conozco a Juan. I know him. This A is what's called the personal A. It has no translation. In Espanol, we use it when we are referring to a person. I want to talk about knowing them, being familiar with them. So you're frequently going to see, oh sí, yo conozco a Juan, yo conozco a María, yo conozco a la profesora de matemáticas. You will always see that a preceding the person, the name. Let's say that I'm not going to talk about me knowing Juan, but I'm going to talk about I know some information about him. Like I know, I don't know. I know where he was yesterday. Okay, that's different. See? So you will probably find the word de in front of the name of the person. I see. Yo sé de Juan. I know of him. I got some information on him. This is just because sometimes it gets a little confusing in context. So, first thing, we're going to keep it simple now that we're starting. Saber is to know information, facts. Please be aware of the context when we get into exercises and usage. If it's talking about someone and it says de, it's probably you know information about that person. Conocer is to know people, places, be acquainted or have acquaintances, be familiar with something. Usually, when I know someone, meaning I've met them, I'm familiar with them, I'm probably going to see an a before. So, let's do the following. I'm going to give you a little quiz now. And in this video, you're going to write the answers in the embedded questions for the following sentences. Let's take a look. Fácil, ¿verdad? Yo blank a Juan, el chico, en la clase de arte. Yo blank a Juan, el chico, en la clase de arte. What do you think the answer is? Answer it in the Ed Puzzle question. Nosotros blank el vocabulario de la clase de español. Nosotros blank el vocabulario de la clase de español. Is that to be familiar with something or to know knowledge? Think. Nosotros blank el vocabulario de la clase de español. All right, here we go. Another one. José blank mucho de historia y la Revolución Francesa. José blank mucho de historia y la Revolución Francesa. Tú blank al director de la escuela, el señor Lester. Tú blank al director de la escuela, el señor Lester. Is that knowing information or being acquainted? Yo blank quién es el profesor de álgebra. Watch it. This is a tricky one. Are you acquainted with someone here, or do you have a piece of knowledge? Do you have information? Yo blank quién es el profesor de álgebra. There's a little keyword in there too that'll help you figure this out. We'll talk about it later when we're using it. But take a risk now. Okay. Yo blank a tu amigo. Yo blank a tu amigo. Is that information or being acquainted? And lastly, remember this? from the tutoring lesson, la tutoría? Okay, so both of these are basically similar sentences, but they have a major difference. Yo blank a María. Yo blank mucho de María. Which one is saber? Which one is conocer? Which one is to know information about someone as opposed to being familiar with someone? Write in the answer in the embedded question and conjugate the verb. Alright? In order to receive credit, you need to have completed this video and you need to show me your notes. So, muy bien, excelente trabajo, chicos, and we're going to be working with these en clase. Adiós.